Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and coming up on today's show, we're going to be looking at some OTA offseason workout news that the nation needs to see. On top of that, I'm going to be breaking down the top players on offense that all fans need to be keeping an eye on, and on top of that, we're going to be looking at the players on the defensive side of the football as well. If you do not know, the Raiders' OTA offseason workout schedule begins today, May 19th. Then they get a little bit of a day off on the 20th. 21st to the 22nd. You can see it down below. In total, 10 total practices for the Las Vegas Raiders. And I know that there's been a lot of OGs. I know that we've been doing this show for a long time, but we continuously get new subscribers every single day, every single year, and I am really taking a big part this offseason to say I'm going to make sure that Raider fans are smarter from watching this show. So some of you might be going, what exactly are OTAs? In the NFL OTAs, it stands for Organized Team Activities, and they are voluntary offseason workouts where teams can engage in on-field drills and practice activities. These workouts, which are part of a 3-phase offseason program, allow teams to work on their game plan and get players together before the start of the season. OTAs are a key part of the NFL offseason, providing a chance for teams to prepare for the upcoming season. One of the important things to note in terms of discussing OTAs is you got to talk about you're only allowed to have 10 practice days. You're not allowed to have tackling. There is a limit to how physical you're allowed to be, how many hours you're allowed to be out there. You're allowed to do 7-on-7s, 9-on-7, 11-on-11 drills. You're allowed to do all that type of stuff. But ultimately, this is a good opportunity for the Raiders to have a brand new regime that's got a brand new look to them to continuously show that they can get this ball going. So coming up here next on the show, I'm going to be breaking down some of the top players to watch on offense and on defense. Before I do, a word from our sponsor. Raider Nation, huge shout out to Temu for hooking up the nation with this special promotion. They are offering their second anniversary promotion campaign, and for anyone who still hasn't downloaded the Temu app, you have the opportunity to get $100 cash. All you have to do is go download the Temu app and search your code DWF3344 in the app. You will see the Win Cash promotion page. Discount only applies to app new users with the qualifying orders. This promotion is open to anyone who hasn't downloaded the Temu app. If that's you, sprint to the App Store and take advantage of this special promotion. Now, a lot of the things that you're seeing up on screen are some of the things that I've gotten for myself and, a bed for Alex and my dog Chuck. So go download the Temu app, search your code DWF3344 in the Temu app. That's code DWF3344 in the Temu app. You will see the Win Cash promotion page when you use our code. Discount only applies to app new users with qualifying orders. Huge shout out again to Temu for hooking up the nation. For anybody out there, I'm going to be able to put these links down in the comments and in the description of today's show. We're going to start on the offensive side of the football, and I'm going to rank these players just in terms of the top players that I'm going to be watching for at OTAs. We're going to go from 10. We're going to work our way down to 1. Number 1 is the player that is the most important to watch. I do want to start on offense, and then I'll go to the defensive side of the football. Coming in here at number 10 is going to be Tommy Mellot, fun player, FCS Heisman Trophy winner last season. Does a lot of different things. Number 1 thing I'm going to be looking for, how they use him on special teams. Let's go to number 9 here, DJ Glaze. The Raiders want to see what that young man can do at right tackle. And even though it is expected that this is going to be his job to lose, he's still going to go out there and he's got to prove that he's the right man for the gig, because I do know that the Raiders still want to see what they get in Alex Kappa. Dylan Parham, Jordan Meredith are also going to be battling it out. Speaking of Dylan Parham, he is entering the final year of his contract, and he's entering another year with a brand new regime. I know that the Silver and Black went out and they signed Alex Kappa. That's a John Spytek guy. They also really like Jordan Meredith. Where they put Dylan Parham could really indicate whether they think he's a starter or not. Coming in here at number 7, it's going to be Michael Mayer. He spent a lot of time away from the team last year. I know they have Brock Bowers. He's already been putting in some work this offseason, which I love to see, but I want to see how the Raiders use Michael Mayer and how they plan on using both the Brock Bowers and number 87. Let's go to number 6 here on the list. It's going to be Tre Tucker. Do they use him on special teams? Are they using him with the starters with Brock Bowers, Jakobi Meyers? Is Dante Thornton Jr. playing over him? Are they using him in more screens? And I get it. You're probably not going to see a lot of this stuff, but I do want to see Tre Tucker take that next step this season in his third year, because if he doesn't, he's going to get left behind. Now, the number one question that I want to know from the nation here on today's show, and it's very important that you answer this one. That way it makes sense when you answer the next question I'm going to ask here in a little bit. Which offensive player are you watching the closest at Raiders OTAs? Obviously, my answer is going to be right down here. Let's go to number 5, though. It's going to be Bech at wide receiver. He was a stud at rookie minicamp, and he was clearly one of the top 2 best players. The other guy was Ashton Jeanty, who we'll talk about here in a moment. But is he just that good against other rookies, or can he also go out there and do his thing when you're competing against legit NFL starters? Let's go to number 4, Jakobi Meyers. I just want to see that he's out there and he's happy. I want to see that he's out there putting in that work. I know that he's looking for a brand new contract with $0 million guaranteed, but if Jakobi Meyers is out there, then I'm also hoping that number 3 on our list, Kolton Miller, is also there, because this right now to me is the priority for the Raiders. If you told me what's the next thing that I want this organization to do, extension. And if both of those players are out there, that's a huge thumbs up. If one of them's not out there, that's obviously not good. If both of them aren't out there, that is a cause for concern. Because this is voluntary, I'm not going to overreact too much, but with a brand new regime, with a brand new quarterback, these are 2 people that I would like to see out there because I think that they're potentially captains. Coming in here at number 2, it's Ashton Jeanty. I just want to see more and more of this guy and how he's working in between the tackles. I want to see what the offense potentially looks like. And again, you can't go out there and tackle, but when you see how effortless Ashton Jeanty makes everything look, I also want to see how he's able to catch the football. But coming in here at number 1, and I don't know if it's all that much of a surprise, I love what the Raiders have done this offseason, and Geno Smith, in all honesty, is probably the favorite move of me personally. He's going to go out there and he's going to show people why he's one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the National Football League with premier precision and great leadership qualities. Geno Smith will be the reason whether or not the Raiders make or do not make the playoffs this upcoming season. Coming up next here, let's look at the top players to watch on defense. And I know I mentioned a lot of rookies early on. I'm going to be real. I'm not going to mention as many rookies on the defensive side of the football. Doesn't mean I'm not watching for them. There's also a lot of storylines, though, on that defensive side of the football. If you do not know, you will become a smarter Raiders fan if you hit that subscribe button. We got shows every single day, even in the off season. I challenge the nation to this. Subscribe to the show. Watch it for an entire week. If you do not feel like you learned anything, unsubscribe. But I think there's a reason why we have over 194,000 subs. You will learn some, and you're going to have a good time. Let's go to number 10 here on our list of players to watch on defense. Darnay Holmes. Is he working with the starters, or is he not working with the starters? And if Darnay Holmes isn't working with the starters, who is the other guy playing in the slot? Because I'm going to rank that guy a lot higher. Coming in here at number 9 is Chinn, the safety that the Raiders signed. I anticipate that they use him as kind of like that Cam Chancellor role, safety, linebacker hybrid, have him up close to the box. And because I know the success of Cam Chancellor, you're crazy to not watch Chinn. Coming in here at number 8 is going to be Jakorian Bennett, the Raiders' best corner last season. No more Nate Hobbs, no more Jack Jones. It's time for Jakorian Bennett to take that extra step like he did last season. If he could take a step the way that he did from rookie to sophomore to junior year, third year, Bennett has an opportunity, I think, to be one of the more underrated corners, not just on the Raiders, but in the National Football League. Let's go to number 7 here. It's got to be Devin White. And I know they signed him to a cheap contract, a prove-it type of deal, $1.2 million. Good athlete. Spytek has used the word resurgence. And quite frankly, I'm going to be looking at the entire Raiders linebacker room, just like a Landon Roberts. When Roberts was signed, he took that podium, and you could tell that's going to be a leader. That's going to be somebody that's going to lead this team on offense, defense. I am curious to see if they end up giving him the green dot responsibility, and because I do anticipate that he's going to be the green dot linebacker for the Las Vegas Raiders, I want to see him go out there and command this defense, because when Landon Roberts speaks, I'm telling you this right now, a lot of players in that locker room will listen. So since I asked the question earlier, this is why it's important that you answer the first one and then you also answer this one. Which player on defense are you watching the closest at Raiders OTAs? A lot of different reasons out there. I think the player that I have at number 1 might surprise some people. Let's go to number 5 here. It's got to be Amari Gaynor. And I was thinking about Amari Gaynor, Tommy Eichenberg. I know the Raiders moved on from Amari Burney, but did you notice my last 3? Linebacker, linebacker, linebacker. Linebacker to me is a major need / major question mark for the silver and black, and I just want to feel better about that situation. Though, free safety is another one. I like Isaiah Paul-Lamau. I want to see somebody else be signed this offseason for free safety. Let's go to number 4. It's Tyree Wilson. I know Wilson has been opening up some eyes with something that I was told yesterday, and I'm filming this video on Friday. I'll be very transparent. So I got that message May 15th on Thursday that Tyree Wilson was opening up some eyes, and I heard it from a player that a lot of y'all absolutely love, which is a good sign. It's something that we've heard before. It's just he's just got to continue to show growth, and I hope that he does. Coming in here at number 3, Malcolm Koonce was having a hell of an offseason last year before he unfortunately tore his ACL, and then in 2023 finished that year with 8 sacks in 9 games. If Malcolm Koonce and Tyree Wilson can be the players that the nation is hoping that they are, this could be the best defensive line in the National Football League. Let's go to number 2. It's going to be Darian Porter, the corner that the Raiders drafted in the 3rd round. I want to see how he competes against Eric Stokes, how he competes against the Cameron Richardson, how he's going to go out there and compete against Jakorian Bennett. They love him a lot. Will they make him the number 1 corner? Will he be in the number 2? A lot of competition. But coming in here at number 1, Christian Wilkins. This is a team that values the trenches, and they made Wilkins one of the highest paid defensive tackles in the NFL last season. I understand he had a foot injury. There's also been some conflicting rumors around that foot injury. From what I understand, he's good to go. But I continuously want to see Christian Wilkins being the leader that we signed him to be, going out there being the football player that we need him to be, and going out there and being the leader that we need him to be. If Wilkins is able to do all 3 of those things, he's going to be rocking a C on his chest, and this is going to be a major part of how our defensive line, how our defense is successful. Probably some of y'all are going to be like, man, no Max Crosby? It was actually hard for me not to put Crosby on this list, but at the same exact time, I'm going to watch Crosby because I think he's the best player still on this Las Vegas Raiders team. But at the exact same point, I know Crosby's going to do his thing. I've seen a lot of Max Crosby. Max needs to make all these other guys a lot better. If you do not know, you can always hit me up on IG and on Twitter. I am at MitchellRenz365. And if anybody wants to add anybody on offense, the defense of this list, please let me know. I'm going to be looking.